You out there, the viewer, wherever you're watching around the world. The next match of the bowl quarterfinal has Canada up against Spain. Well, these two sides have met on 12 occasions rather. Canada leading 10-2, and they last met a month ago where Canada were victorious. Here are the two starting 7 sides, and Canada finished brilliantly last night against the USA by 41 points to 7. The key playmaker for them, of course, is Phil Mack, a man who has 714 points to his career. And as for Spain, the locals are there, the big names of Ignacio Martin, Angel Lopez, and also Pablo Feijó. Early hours of the morning here in Dubai, as these two teams make their way out for the 4th game, first of the morning. Very, very hot conditions, and joined in commentary by former Scottish and British and Irish Lions, Scott Hastings. And Scott, what's on the mind of these players as they make their way out onto the pitch?
Well, we just saw in the previous tie that Portugal, who had a big improvement from last night with their win over France, have continued that into day 2, and I think that's vitally important. Canada actually played some superb rugby yesterday against the USA, winning that one, as you mentioned, win by 41-7, but also they were unlucky against Fiji, losing that one by 19 points to 26. And within elements of their play, undoubtedly they are one of the stronger teams, so I would fully expect them to beat Spain. But Spain are very, very good at closing down the space, frustrating you, and they've got a great work ethic. But Canada should really, on paper, come out with a win on this one.
Rhys Thomas, the man from Wales, will control this match.
Ready?
Hearn gets us underway. As Spain playing left to right, as you said on your screen in the red jerseys, Canada in the all-white strip, as Feijó knocks it back and then just goes back to retrieve it, tackled in by Darla, the Canadian captain who hasn't released. Spain looking to just slow it down now, wanting to play a bit of territory first, and so we don't often see this in the game of sevens, where a penalty allows them to kick the ball out, take it to a place where Canada get the threat and to compete in the line-out.
Yeah, Pablo Feijó just walking along. Of course, the scrum half also acts as a hooker in the 7-a-side code, so he'll throw in, ball will be collected, and then he'll deliver the pass. Watch this. Up goes the forwards and then delivers the pass.
The experience there of Feijó to Martin and then back to Feijó. Fernandez stepping, looking for some gaps, is Tudela, and now they get it wide. This is much better play from the Spaniards, looking to try and stretch the Canadians out wide and then coming back towards the midfield. Crossover running there, obstruction, and so Canadians will finally get to touch the ball after 90 seconds.
You just see this crossover here. I think it was Gunya who was crossing there.
There is the top point scorer for Canada, Phil Mack, 714 points in his career. He's 21st on the all-time point scorers for the HSBC Sevens World Series in its 14th season. Spain just trying to slow the ball down from coming back as Mack now moves in and clears it to Darla. Darla with Moonlight out to his right. Big John Moonlight takes a lot of stopping. Good play from Canada here. As fast, it's recycled, and now they're inside the Spanish 22. Release, says the referee, and Mack identifies some space out to the right. Closes quickly. Douglas now looking to try and get on the outside. He should have the angle. And Douglas is tackled in brought down a brilliant tackle by Carter. And there is Philip Mack to pass it back to Moonlight, and he gets it down. Risky play there from Philip Mack. He could have scored himself.
I think there'll be a wry smile between these two. Phil Mack, though, he is such a thorn in the flesh of teams, but gave John Moonlight the opportunity to score his 2nd try. Superb tackle actually came in from Jake Carter. But look how quickly the ball was recycled. But, well, I think Coach Kerry and John won't, will actually be having words between these two players. You don't do that in the end goal later. Score the try.
Moonlight's second here is 32nd in his career, and that moves him to 7 for the season. Still a little way away from his older brother, Dave Moonlight, who scored 107 tries in his career. The restart is accurate yet again, giving the Canadians a chance to get up. Pushed back, says the referee. That's
forward.
Almost claimed, but now advantage to Canada. And the man that started it through Hearn tries to elude a few of the tacklers. Possession again for Canada. Good crisp passing as well. That's the money ball that's gone out wide. Didn't go to hand. Otherwise, Moonlight could have scored his second in this match. Just a big wide pass from Connor Trainer. Didn't go to hand.
How many?
Well, the Canadians 2 losses yesterday against England and Fiji, and then a good victory against Team USA by 41 points to 7. 3 losses for the Spaniards, only scoring 2 tries, and here are the Canadians now looking to try and get on the outside with the overlap, and Justin Douglas will score their second. Just like that from the line out. Great passes, Scott Hastings, that was the key.
Well, you've got to call this actually a classic sevens try, don't you? Right off the training field, it's on the pitch, snap the ball, then look at the passing. I must say, I thought the last pass actually was a bit poor, but gathered there by Justin Douglas. Kieran Hearn, I should say, didn't quite put the ball in front of his man. But again, because the Spanish defence hadn't been set because they lost the line out, it was Canada who profited.
Well, it was the Spanish throw, as you've mentioned, and so the lack of composure there, not being accurate. And really, having a look at some of the stats from yesterday, missed tackles is really the reason why Spain are where they are. Second worst yesterday, 15 missed tackles in the 3 matches. Spaniards losing all 3 of their matches, and finally they have possession again. Feju just throwing the ball out in front of Newton, who has to turn, pirouette, and then go into contact. Darla now looking for the counter ruck.
Back you go for.
Not through the gate. Well, these are good passes from the Spaniards, just trying to get some space on the outside, but Hearn shuts it down very quickly. Darla was there to help.
Up, 6, good.
Counter ruck coming in from Canada. Yunua, 1 player to beat, but Darla's accurate with the tackle. He's been good, has the Canadian captain on defence. There are plenty of players for Spain out here to the right. Feju, and now the experience of Martin on the end. Ignacio Martin pins his ears back, and then he kicks. And beaten by the touchline.
Yeah, Martin really should have been angling his kick down that 5-metre channel. He pushed it onto the other side, and that's why it ran out of space. But Canada had that one pretty well covered.
Well, 29-year-old Martin, the international winger, with 30 caps to his name. He's made his debut way back in 2003 in Bordeaux. And of course now Spain, one of the regular teams on the circuit, one of the core teams. Canada through Mac being allowed to run, and then he releases it to Hearn, being lost forward there because he was looking on the inside, and that's really a school kid mistake. Here's Martin doing very well. Is Martin out wide now, coming back on the angle, and Newton will score. Adam Newton for Spain brings them back.
Well, Canada made a big mistake off the back of that line out there. Phil Mack and Connor Trainer had done everything correct, but Justin Douglas was fast asleep. There was an opportunity for the pass to be made. Trainer lost it, but it was led to this try. But well played Spain, because that gets them back right into the tie, and with the conversion to come, well, they could close the lead, close that gap even more.
It was all about the pace, wasn't it? Acceleration by Martin to actually draw in 2 of the defenders, and Moonlight and also Darla unsuccessful with the conversion. And look at this is the final part of it. Newton turning, identifying that the gap was there once Darla had fallen over. And that's just what the doctor ordered for Spain. We head to the break. Canada leading Spain by 10 points to 5.
And that final word you used, the passion, it's just, I love the little bird's eye view in there, and it does give us such an insight. And it's interesting when you get up to the main cup competition, and of course the likes of Gordon Tietjens, for example, Paul True, Ben Ryan. It's fascinating to hear, you know, that they're calm, they're composed at halftime. A lot of pressure on these players and coaches to deliver, but it is exceptional. And that's what makes this sport of rugby sevens one of the greatest sports in the world.
Well, there's no doubt about that, and of course an Olympic sport in 2016 as well. Now Spain have possession and certainly have their tails up the way that they finished the first half of this match. Ducking and diving is Carter. He's been good actually. Young Jay Carter playing for Spain. They win the line out, the kickoff rather, and they move it from one side now down the other flank. De Lalañez come on to the field. Not a great pass, but this bounce has found Lopez, one of the smaller players on the field.
Off feet.
Off their feet, says the referee, and so Spain are looking to try and score their second try of the match. Patience, and now the big wide pass to get it out to the more experienced player. Dala coming across to try and stop Martin to help out Hearn in the tackle.
Don't handle it.
The counter ruck from Canada is good, says the referee, and now the turnover. Here's Philip Mack. 75 metres they'll have to go. Phil Mack, the leg still driving as Moonlight comes into support. That error from Spain, 5 metres out from Canada's line. And now some space. The big don't answer from Kleerberger, who's just come on. Passes on inside to Jones. Harry Jones, 37 points for the season for the Canadian. Dala. Things just slowing down a little bit here for the Canadians. If it's not on, they need to pull back. Not according to this man, Connor Trainer. Spins, turns, and he'll race away to score Canada's third try.
Well, a great turnover on the far side and the other end of the pitch, actually. And it was Nanyak Dala. He was like a bit of Canadian beef on the hoof. Absolutely melted the Spanish attack. And yet Phil Mack, once again, the sharpness of Phil Mack to set up the attack. Here's Dala then, through the hands, but on this near side, there was just all the space, but didn't he do well to step inside the covering tackle? I think that was Angel Lopez. Dots the ball down behind the posts.
Lovely piece of gamesmanship as well between those two. Look at that, he's off the post. Oh, I couldn't believe it, Phil Mack. One of the easier conversions for him. Player of his ilk. So 3 tries to 1. Connor Trainer, his third try here in Dubai, 23rd in his career. As the restart is there, Spain looking into the bright sunlight here in the desert of Dubai.
First look on white. Thank you, red ball.
Well, he's a class player, isn't he? Nanyak Dala.
Hang on.
29-year-old plays open side flanker in the 15-a-side game. Made his debut 9 years ago in London, and he's been to 3 Rugby World Cups in the 15-a-side game.
Crouch.
3 Rugby World Cups.
Set.
Fantastic, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. Of course, the last being in New Zealand in 2011. Well, that's an area where some of the sides just get monstered by the more experienced and bigger players. Spain there had possession but just couldn't stay in play, and so they've given the ball away to Canada in a very good attacking position. Mack finds Moonlight and doubles around. What can the Canadians work up here? Kieran Johns has said for them just to be patient, to use a lot more communication.
High tackle 8.
High tackle, and so Philip Mack gets the play underway again. The live wide little halfback sneaks it at 15 metres. Easy 15 metres. It's picked up by Harry Jones, who's looking for his first try in this match. Moonlight is there. Kleerberger comes for the clean out. And now they look to push it wide through Dala. New man on the field is Scholes. One more pass gets it out here to Trainer, who's already scored one try. Dala on the inside. Good defense from the Spanish players. Could be a turnover. Well, the referee saying that the advantage is over already. And here's the new man, Mike Scholes, trying to get on the outside. Big tackle there coming in from Carter. And the ball is loose.
Well, that was a real opportunity. If Spain hadn't knocked that ball on, there was a clear run to the far side. And when you consider there's 10 points between these two teams, this tie ain't over yet. And that knock-on may have just cost Spain the tie.
Better defence from Spain, though. You'd have to say the ball given away there. 8v5. And they missed 15 tackles yesterday. Well, that's the difference, isn't it, Scott? Because you look at the missed tackles from Spain yesterday, 15, 4 in this match. And then you look who were the best defenders from yesterday's game day. New Zealand missed one.
Frightening, isn't it?
Crouch. 5. Set.
Yeah, just going back to that tackle stat, you know, New Zealand here in Dubai have just raised the bar once again, and you know everybody's got to realise that if you're going to be the best in this game, look at that completion tackle rate. England right up there as well, and Scotland doing pretty well, but you're getting down into those small single figures now.
Too quick were Spain there that Phil Mack will now bring it back and tap it. Moonlight is there, so is Dala. They'll take a lot of stopping here. Moonlight driving on and reaching out and scoring. Too easy. John Moonlight second in this match, Canada's fourth.
Well, a bit of a lump of Canadian oak on this occasion. He had the Canadian beef outside him, so there was only one way this ball was going. It was going to go right. And if Moonlight hadn't got there, well, you had Dala on the outside, but just pure power, isn't it? Good stretch for the line. So there's a finesse within this game of rugby sevens, and there's also route number one, and on this occasion it was route number one for the big Canadian player.
That's a better looking kick from Philip Mack. That's fantastic. Card struggles with the conversion right in front, well, just to the right of the post, and then says, have a look at this.
Tremendous, isn't it? You know, it's these kicks from wide out will count in the latter stages. Remember, Knockout Rugby Day 2 here in Dubai.
The last passage of play, Harry Jones gets us underway with a nice kick, giving his players a chance to get up there. Connor Braid has just come on the field, challenging, trying to turn the Spanish players. Unable to do so. Wow, this is much better play from the Spaniards. Just now pulling back into the pocket, looking for a runner. This is good play. Fernandez, he's just come on the field, and the big wide pass now to get it out to Delilanya. He's got plenty of pace on the outside. He's beaten the tackle of Connor Braid, and he's going to race through to score. Spaniards second of the match. Carrion it was actually, who has just come on too. Good play there, the way they moved the ball from one side, and that was the money ball to get it out on the outside, and Carrion just backed his pace.
Yeah, Carrion did very, very well, didn't he? And I always say, Willie, that you can always take something out of a game of sevens. Carrion, he's been on the bench, he wants to make an impact coming off the bench, and he did it immediately. Although the tie is lost, and look at that, Spain finish off positively, they can take that into the next round.
Plenty to take from this round, and Canada too good for Spain, winning 22-12.
Well, I'm with Canada captain John Moonlight. John, a good start today. You must look back at that Fiji game yesterday with a hint of regret. Has it been tough picking the boys up today?
Yeah, I mean, we went in today hoping to just go all the way through to win the bowl. I mean, the Fiji game really was a bit of a shot at us, but, you know, we can't look at anything as our own faults. In this game, along with that game, we let tries in late, and that's something we really got to try and work on. We've been working on it all season, trying to stop that in that last minute. So hopefully we can clean it up for the rest of the day and do well.
Enjoying captaining Canada?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fill Nate Hirayama's shoes, but I'm trying my best, and hopefully he'll be back soon so I don't have to hold on to it too long.
Yeah, a word for Nate. I think his cast came off yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, cast just came off. He's walking around. I think he's doing well. So get better, buddy, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, John.
All right, thanks a lot.